Glue up. We are about to glue up a bunch of laminate English longbow staves. We sell the parts as kits. You may find those from a local supplier. Some notes as part. First, safety. Some woods are very poisonous. Yew, for instance, or IP or green heart is poisonous. Wear gloves. They never fit me. My hands are like paws, they don't fit me. Protect your breathing. Use a mask. Otherwise, if you don't, you start sounding like me, lose all your hair, go grey and bald and all that. Anyway, you get the parts in, check if they are the quality you are after. If you find faults or mistakes in the wood, knots, whatever, wrong grains, after you start working with the woods, it's either a warranty issue that's not going to be sorted the way you'd like, or you're just buggered with your hands all in glue. Check beforehand. Make sure the parts are all the same width. That's easier to glue them up. Make sure the parts are all flat, 100% flat. Glue does not fill up gaps. It doesn't work like that. It needs to be a very thin glue line. This needs to be wooden wood and not wood, loads and loads of glue and then some more wood. It doesn't work like that. You see that in the movies, you fill it with wood dust and you mix it and you use that. It doesn't work. It needs to be well fitting, it needs to be flat. Some bowyers clean the wood with acetone. We used to do that. We went through buckets and buckets and buckets of acetone or MAK. It's poisonous, it's bad for you, and it doesn't give you all the best results. We sand the woods just before the glue. Not the day before, just before the glue. Wood reacts with air, it sort of oxidizes, and that makes some sort of super thin layer, and all of a sudden you cannot get the correct adhesiveness from the glue. So you sand it just before. We sand it with a grain 40 or a grain 24. So you enlarge the surface area and you give the glue something to grab. Right. Check the width, check the flatness, sand it to clean it, to get off all the dirt. Right. Then you mix the glue. We use proper mixing cups. These have scales on them. See if that works yet. You see scales. And our glue, we mix it 1-to-1. We mix it really well. We mix it with a battery drill, stick, mix it like there's no tomorrow. Use clean cups, not those you've used before, you've got laying around in the workshop. Use clean cups. No tuna cans, no oily, greasy, dusty stuff, clean cups. Mix it really well. Assuming you have prepared all your parts, as soon as you've mixed it, it starts to do its thing. It has a pot life, a limited amount of time you can use it. Some glues have 10 minutes, some glues have half an hour. The more glue you mix up, the shorter the pot life, because it creates an internal heat, exothermic reaction. Anyway, it creates heat inside and it starts to set, and all of a sudden you're left with chewing gum and you throw away expensive glue or parts. Right, mix it really well. Glue 2 sides of the wood. Every side, just to make sure that there's enough glue in there. We use a bit of scrap wood. Apply it to both sides. And then in our system we use a bit of paint masking tape, and we get the stave together as one part, like that. Then we wrap it in shrink foil, the shiny bit there. That makes sure the glue doesn't go everywhere. But also makes sure you cannot push all the glue from in between the layers. And it helps you to reuse a stretch band clamp thingy. You could use inner bicycle tubes, you could use these bands we supply. Get that on there and then pull and rotate. Pull and rotate and put you back into it. Make sure this is tight. Stretch and pull. With epoxy resins, 2K glue, you should not clamp it too much. If you use regular glue clamps and you push this, you may end up with not enough glue in between the layers. This works really well. It's just a bit of a jobby. Anyway, rotate this, fix this, put it in a heat box. You can find lots of YouTube movies, videos on how to make a heat box. We have made a sort of professional industrial version of it. And you heat it according to the specifics of the glue you use. Most glues want to be heated up to about 40 degrees Celsius or whatever that is in Fahrenheit. And then you leave it in there for, I don't know, depending on the glue, between 4 and 10 hours. The glue we use 5 to 6 hours, and then we let it rest for about 24 hours. If you take the wood out of the heat box and the wood is still warm to touch, don't work on it. Just leave it to cool down to room temperature. Then you have a glued up stave. You clean it a bit with a circular saw or with a sanding system, whatever system you use, and then you can do a layout on the stave. I explained in an earlier little video that we use templates to do so. I will explain it in another video again. After these have been glued, we are about to glue up 16 staves all in one go. It's about the max of our system. I'll show you when these are done how to proceed into the next step. If you need more information, let us know. Mention it in the comments down below here on YouTube. If you need to know specific things, send us an email. I'll be available to help you along. Subscribe and tell other people to watch us. Stay tuned, be safe, be sane. Bye bye.